Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Alex Smythe.
The field of gene therapy has always been bursting with potential. While researchers and pharmaceutical companies have been developing treatments for decades, none of them have been approved for use in Canada. Fighting Blindness Canada CEO Doug Earle tells me that's no longer the case. A gene therapy treatment is finally here.
Luxturna is the first targeted gene therapy for any disease known to humankind. And we're so excited that it is treating one of the forms for the Leber's amaurosa congenita and also retinitis pigmentosa. So it targets the RPE65 gene, which is an inherited blinding eye disease, a retinal disease, and that affects primarily night vision.
So Luxturna is clearly a breakthrough in treatment. I'm curious, where does it currently stand for use in Canada?
So right now, Health Canada has approved it, and we're going to be hearing whether or not the agency that considers it will recommend to the provincial governments that it be publicly funded. So there is no economic barrier to accessing this marvelous treatment that over 90% of the people have some degree of night vision restored. So that gives them back their independence. It helps them navigate in darkness, and it also, there's a slight improvement in their visual acuity.
I mean, wow, those numbers really do speak for themselves. And as someone with an inherited eye disease myself, I'm really excited about the prospects of what this treatment could mean for other inherited eye diseases and what treatments might look like in the future. But I'm curious why you're so excited by the news of this approval.
Well, exactly this reason, Alex. It's why back 46 years ago, families came together when we didn't know what the biology was. We didn't understand how genes were playing a role in these diseases. You went to your eye specialist. They said you had an inherited retinal disease. There's no treatments. Get ready to go blind. That's changed. As of October 14th in Canada, there is a treatment, and that's why it's so exciting for me, because this sets the precedent. And if we get this publicly funded, then that just makes it so much easier for the next one to come.
The approval of Luxturna is a stepping stone that will allow other treatments to be developed.
Director of the Eye Genetics Program at the Hospital for Sick Children, Dr. Elise Eon, says the approval of a gene therapy treatment is game-changing.
So it's a very exciting time. We were always hoping for this, but honestly, I sort of you hope and you hope, but it's real. And we're in a new era, and for us, it's this is changing my job because we need to think about diseases differently.
And while there is a lot of excitement, Dr. Eon also wants people to temper expectations.
I want to make a point clear that Luxturna is not a cure. And so Luxturna is not a cure. Luxturna is not going to give you back perfect vision. You can't resuscitate the cells that have died. It's using the cells that are there to help them function better. But the disease still continues because you can't infect all the cells. So it's a treatment. People need to keep their expectations real.
Yeah, that's a very good point to make sure to keep everything in perspective. So with that in mind, what do you think the impact Luxturna is going to have on the future of gene therapy and other treatments that will be available?
I don't think gene therapy is going to treat everything. So I see it more that there'll be a menu of treatments. And so I say more, there's going to be some gene-specific treatments, and there's going to be some gene non-specific treatments. Our first principle is to do no harm. But what we've learned also through Luxturna is that we need to learn more about the patients. We need to understand how the change in vision occurs in the patients, because in some situations, it's specific to that gene. So that's why it's important to come to the follow-up visit, and we do all these tests that patients hate, but it's important because that's what's going to allow us to best measure change should an intervention be available.
While Luxturna has been approved, there are still a couple steps that need to be completed before the public can access it. In the meantime, both Doug and Dr. Eon strongly urge patients to get their genetic testing done, so once it's available, they'll be ready. For more information and a step-by-step guide on getting genetic testing done, visit fightingblindness.ca.